and welcome to another temporary setup crew in the office right now, slowly making progress. Got the bookcases on display, got the films on show, and today we're doing an extra special video. Why? Because we're doing a collaboration with CHAMELEON Films, a brand new distribution company from Australia that has decided to go into the wonderful world of Hong Kong cinema and Asian-based content. And I'm very excited to be supporting these free releases. This is getting very competitive right now with so many distribution companies diving into this wonderful genre, and they are definitely stopping off really strong with free premium releases, which I'm very happy to support today. We've got two Johnnie movies, we've got Breaking News, and we've got Exiled. I've never seen any of these films. I'm a huge Johnnie fan on the channel, and I'm very pumped to check out both of these and the extras and all the additions that come with it. I'm very excited. And we have a Japanese film, Summer Time Travel Blues, which is based on an anime, I believe, or comic book series, which I have never heard of, I don't know anything about, but I'm a sucker for time travel based content, and it looks like a nice kind of fun, kind of, you know, family, kind of, you know, wacky kind of movie, and I am very excited to check out all these. We've got two hard-hitting thrillers from Johnnie and a nice fun one from Japan time travel based movie. I'm going to be breaking down all three of these editions alongside the films themselves, so the structure for these ones are going to be a little different than I usually am. I'm going to be doing a little bit more of an insight into the actual Blu-ray edition, the extras, the picture quality, and my overall thoughts and impressions on the first batch from CHAMELEON Films, and then alongside my thoughts and opinions on the films themselves. So let's start with number one, Breaking News. So excited for this release. Love me some Johnnie films, especially these are brand new fantastic editions, and this is very exciting because I've never seen this film. I've heard nothing but good things, and this is a really good way to start this kind of, you know, three-part series of reviews from CHAMELEON Films. So I'll show you there, and then we'll spine number one. There you go. And we have packed full of brand new extras, which is very exciting. We have a limited edition booklet featuring new essays. We have a new audio commentary from Hong Kong cinema expert Frank Jen, which is just fantastic personality. I love his kind of, you know, his facts and his insights into kind of the Hong Kong cinema world, you know, from his 88 film releases and week releases. Fantastic. We have a brand new extended video essay on Breaking News, which is exciting. Newly translated and improved optional English subtitles, which is always fantastic compared to these older Blu-rays and DVD releases, which tend to have really kind of questionable kind of subtitles. We have International Film Festival 2014 Q&A with Johnnie, which is great. I love seeing insight into that guy's mind and, you know, his process into making these films are so unique. Newly unearthed interviews as well with Johnnie and a lot of the cast and crew behind the scenes, deleted scene, just deleted scene, not deleted scenes. Okay, that's interesting. And theatrical trailer. Ah, man, packed full of editions. This is a Region Beast edition, so you would need a multi-region player for anyone in the US or anyone outside of Europe. So yeah, let's give you a bit more insight there. This is a 1080p scan, so I'm very curious to see what the picture quality is like. I've never seen this film at all, but I do have the old DVD set from the UK, which I've not checked out either. So this will be really cool to compare this with this and to kind of break down kind of, you know, what the picture quality wise and very, very nice. Liking the artwork there. That's awesome. Get a nice real collector's booklet going behind the scenes. That's awesome. Actually really, really cool. I love the addition of new custom artwork, and let's take out the disc. Is not got the certification, which I much prefer personally. There we go. Yeah, much cleaner, represents the artwork a little better. There we go. So that's very good. So let's take a look into Breaking News. Thanks to CHAMELEON Films for releasing just a great edition. I really enjoyed the booklet on this one. I really like, you know, reading kind of essays and people like talking about this idea of kind of, you know, the pre kind of social media kind of age, and the idea of, like, you know, weaponizing the truth and manipulating the facts. And I think there's some really interesting kind of concepts there, which I do appreciate. Definitely falls in line like kind of Johnnie kind of go for, and this edition really dives into those kind of ideas and, you know, 22 2022 versus early 2000s kind of concepts. It's quite fascinating. The audio commentary by Frank Jones, fantastic also. I've listened to about half of that at the moment. It's really good. I love the video essay as well, which is fantastic. Deleted scenes, art galleries, trailers, and of course some interviews with Johnnie To. I just love hearing that man talk about his own films, his projects. He definitely has a really rich insight into his films, and this edition definitely takes advantage of that for sure, and really gives you a bit more of an extra level of what the film's about. So yeah, great edition. If you want to check this out for yourself, guys, there'll be links just below for Chameleon Films official channel. You can go and purchase all 3 of those films right now on their official site. And if you want to go check out their Facebook as well, there'll be links below for that. So yeah, any comments, any concerns, anything you want to know about more about this edition, please comment down below, and I'll give you some more details on the edition itself. Definitely must recommend. And now to the movie itself, released in 2004, directed by Johnnie Goddamn To, the man, the myth, the legend, my favourite Hong Kong director probably ever at this point. He's definitely up there for sure, and I reviewed so many of his movies on this channel. I love exploring his films, and the reason why is because he offers something quite unique compared to some of the others, which I do really like as well. I like how he approaches action, super slick, very Michael Mann level, very grounded, very kind of response-based kind of thing, consequences on, it's not kind of like jumping in the air like, John Woo kind of thing, or backflips or epic explosions or the cool shots. It's more just operational kind of, unit-based, characters hiding covers, reloading. It definitely feels very real, feels very authentic, and I really like his approach to action. And that gorgeous 7-minute, 8-minute take at the start of this film, Breaking News, is definitely a good example of that for sure. Just a really brilliant sequence, very kind of Heat inspired. You've got cops, you've got robbers, you've got the task force there waiting them to leave the building. All hell breaks loose, bloodshed, guns, grenades. One of the things I always appreciate in his films, he has unique social commentaries, and they don't feel outdated. They feel very much in the moment during the time, especially his early 2000 based movies. There was very much that, he's touching upon the zeitgeist, the feeling of the moment. And like I mentioned in some of the part of this film video already, is that this is like kind of like pre-social media, pre kind of, internet being as height as it is. It definitely is a key factor in this film for sure. But the main focus is about information, about image, about kind of, how we want to represent ourselves. And I like this idea of this relationship that's presented in the film between cops and robbers. Both are doing their own thing. Robbers and killers are in this film, and we have different levels of task force. We have the more reckless kind of PTU units on the ground, kind of chase after these guys. You got the more behind the scenes kind of commanders that are basically thinking, we need to get ahead of this, we need to take control of this, we're being laughed at and mocked and humiliated within the media and the press, so let's put on a show, let's manipulate the situation, and we'll leak footage, we'll create this idea of we're going to give all these kind of like massive task force police officers body cameras, which is quite fascinating, being the fact that's kind of a new concept within the early 2000s, being it's a more of a modern day thing now with UK, Australia and US all wearing body cam as part of the standard kind of procedure kind of thing now. But back then it wasn't really a thing. You didn't have body cams on police officers, and this one is using it to the horrible extent of not using it for the proper one, is capturing the footage and representing yourself. But no, this is being used to kind of make the police force look good and weaponize kind of grief and the kind of the police and the victims that were during the shootout, during the start of the film, and just this idea of representation. And the robbers and the killers are in the film. They're interesting as well because you get to see a different side to them, even though they are killing a lot of innocent bystanders and they're killing cops along the way kind of thing. They're doing what they do best in a sense, and there's some nice humanity moments where they kind of take on these hostages in the apartment complex, and they have dinner and they kind of mocking the idea of this, what they're trying to do outside. The film definitely reminds me of Running Out of Time, a little bit of that PTU, but mainly reminds me of Inside Man. So that definitely that kind of procedural kind of thing, and this idea of the back and forth kind of relationship between cops and robbers, and the unique kind of style and cinematography that this film goes for. Some fantastic all-in-one takes, some really unique kind of framing in terms of different camera angles and kind of perspective kind of shots. There's some really unique kind of way the film is trying to tell its story, and I like the kind of the downtime moments. They're quite odd and quite like breaks up the film a little bit, but I quite enjoy that aspect. It kind of breaks down these characters a little bit more and gives them a bit more humanity. This idea of we all got to eat, we're all people, we're human at the end of the day, we're having a nice little meal, so all the press, all the police officers have lunch as well, while in the middle of this kind of back and forth raid in this kind of, you know, apartment complex. I think the film itself is very on the nose, a good sense of pacing its action and kind of using the kind of the corridors and the kind of different, you know, small set locations the film has. Overall, Breaking News is a really fascinating film. It's a very different film from what I expected to see. If you like Johnnie To's previous films, there's no reason why you wouldn't like this one as well. It's a really well made film. It's really slick, great action, great social commentary, great characters, and a really interesting ending as also. So absolutely recommend Breaking News, guys. Please go and check it out. Design for Reviews, signing out.